Ever since the dawn of humanity, we have been plagued by the roots of death, and to dust we return. But what if it wasn't like that? What if we were immortal? And would it be worth it? Is death truly an essential part of life? That is what we're going to discuss in today's video. What is immortality? Well, immortality is to live forever. There's many different types of immortality, but in this video we're only going to focus on two. One being vulnerable immortality, the other being invincible immortality. Vulnerable immortality means that while you are technically immortal and can't die from old age, you can still be killed and you can still be hurt. Invincible immortality means that you cannot die no matter what. Now, both of these concepts are pretty sci-fi. However, as wild as this is gonna sound, the concept of vulnerable immortality already exists within the animal kingdom. The Turritopsis dorini is a jellyfish that is biologically immortal. What? How? How is that possible? Well, let me explain. First of all, this jellyfish is found worldwide. Normally in more tropic waters, more, warmer waters. Now, how this works is that whenever an adult version of this jellyfish becomes too old, they gain the ability to go back to a previous stage in a jellyfish's life cycle, because jellyfish do have a certain life cycle in which they start off as a fertilized egg, go to something called a planula, then become a polyp, then an ephemera, then a medusa. Here's a grid. And basically speaking, this jellyfish, when it turns to old age, can reverse its aging and can become young again. AKA, it can go from a jellyfish and can transform into a tiny blob of tissue and become a polyp once again. Basically speaking, this jellyfish can go from medusa to polyp, back to medusa to polyp at any given time. Which means that this jellyfish is technically immortal, which means that there might be a chance that there has been a jellyfish that has been living ever since the dinosaurs existed, theoretically. However, it's obviously, still not technically fully immortal, because if a predator were to eat it, then it would die. If you were to pump lead from a 12 gauge into it, it would definitely die, especially if you're a warm-blooded American. But yeah, it's a jellyfish that's immortal. Very interesting. But see, unlike the jellyfish, humans aren't immortal. We are bounded by death. We cannot regenerate ourselves. We cannot reincarnate ourselves. We live once, and then we die. We live for 80 years, and then we perish. We live, we love, we laugh, we lie, and then goodbye. But maybe, just maybe, with technology advancing at the rate that it is, maybe we could achieve immortality. In the future, immortality could be achieved through simulation, through either uploading our mind into a computer and living there forever, or uploading our mind into an AI, into a robot, and living in a body forever. However, before we do crazy stuff like this, our brain has to be mapped out better than what we currently have mapped out of our brain thanks to technology. Also, we need to figure a way to transfer our consciousness, and we need to figure a way in order to store our consciousness. We also need to figure a way to store the simulation, because we gotta make the simulation enjoyable or realistic. We also gotta make sure it's ethical and safe. And we're starting to do that as we can put more and more info onto smaller pieces of hardware. But is this ethical? Is this actually all safe? What if the file corrupts while you're in the simulation? Do you die? Do you feel pain? Are you in an endless loop of being corrupted? Are you in hell? And this brings me on to my other point. What if people use simulations to harm others? What if people create Borderlands 3-esque infinite torture simulations in order to torture those who they deem worthy, in order to punish those? What if an authoritarian government gets a hold of this technology and decides to punish certain groups, certain people? What about the opposite? What if people use simulations to create infinite pleasure simulations? Is there a point to life anymore? Should everybody just upload their minds and live forever? What is the point of all this? Let's take it a step back. What if instead of being immortal inside of a computer, we are immortal inside our own body? What if we find a way to achieve immortality in our own body? Well, we would watch everything around us die. We would watch everybody die. If we don't fix out the hunger issue, the thirst issue, and any other issues that our body encounters, eventually speaking, all food in the universe would cease to exist, and we would be stuck in the void of the universe, dying of starvation forever, being tortured forever. That would not be good. So maybe what we have to do is this. We can't depend on invincible immortality. Maybe the key would be to get vulnerable immortality. Because then, if at one point we wanted to die, we could. Death might just be necessary. In the future, it might just be that people might have the choice to die, if they want to die or not. When they feel like they've accomplished every single thing that they wanted to accomplish, people might choose to die. But we're getting ahead of ourselves here with this. Whoa. Becoming immortal? That's, like, super weird. But, Samuel Alves, it might become a reality soon. But, whoa. Maybe we're advancing too quickly with technology. And, ethically, this might not be the best solution. I mean, what would God think about us if we were to do something like this? And there's always a debate whether, new technologies are good or not between, older and younger generations. But there would be an insane worldwide debate about this like never before seen, ever. So, is this even the correct path? Is this the way to salvation? Or will this damn us all? Only time will tell. Literally. So yes, we might be heading into a future where we can decide if we want to die or not. And this might completely change people's focuses in life. It might make it so that life has less meaning. Who knows? Maybe this will conflict with people's religious values. Maybe this will lead to a power gap in which the people who have immortality are far more knowledgeable than the ones that don't have. Maybe this will be weaponized. But no matter what, we are definitely heading into interesting times where anything and everything will be possible.